from our small, humble church in the middle of planet Earth, made possible by viewers like you, we invite you now to come with us and join the abundance of a new day. This is New Day with Brother Jeff and Sister Hexella. You could hardly turn your television on Sunday mornings without coming across the TV preachers, or televangelists as they became known. Often, the dramatic themes were more like a soap opera. They claimed to heal people, locked themselves up in towers, and eventually, we saw many take their fall from grace. Many local and independent stations also hosted their own brand of televangelism, where their declines and scandals never made it out of the local market. Channel 2 in Atlanta, Georgia, ran a television program known as Words of Light with the Reverend Marley Sachs. The show only ran from October 1987 to February 14th, 1988. The show was canceled abruptly with no explanation.
But wait, there's more!
Quickly replaced with cheesy infomercials. It was never made public why the show was dropped. An intern told a ghastly, nightmarish story about something he found on taped episodes of Words of Light. Details which he claims could be connected to a series of officially unexplained deaths in Georgia that occurred during the show's brief run. Bizarrely, these particular fatalities all involved women who were pregnant at the time.
Come on, let's have our faith be ignited tonight, amen.
Most programs in this genre are affiliated with some particular ministry or church. However, Sachs didn't seem to be affiliated with any ministry, and he never made appeals for donations directly. But a telephone number did appear at the bottom of the screen at regular intervals. The Reverend made reference to it occasionally, asking for prayer requests, but calls to the line were never played on the show. Words of Light seemed to be generating enough advertising dollars and audience to stay on for a while. But by December, an alarming amount of complaint calls began coming in.
Greetings, it's a new day. Words of Light prayer line.
There were several details in common among these callers.
Yes, please pray for my headache. It's bad when I watch your show. Yes, I have an intense headache right now, and it only happens when I watch your show lately. I keep getting dizzy and nauseous. This is bull.
The callers all reportedly experienced their most intense symptoms each time the telephone number was superimposed on the screen, which was every 12 minutes to be exact. The final common denominator was that all of the callers were women. The studio manager directed the small TV crew to assess their equipment to determine if something in the signal itself might be triggering the physical sensations. Infra and ultrasound frequencies can be known for their damaging effects on the human body. No abnormal frequencies or technical issues were found. When Reverend Sachs himself became aware of the issue, here was his response.
Well, some people just can't handle the word of God. Hallelujah!
But the complaints continued, the show was canceled, and Sachs disappeared from the public eye.
Let us pray on this day of our dear
It's worth noting here that the cancellation of Sachs' show occurred at the height of a disturbing miscarriage epidemic affecting hundreds of women in the Atlanta metropolitan area. Starting locally, the widespread reports of failed pregnancies hit national news, referred to in medical journals as the Atlanta incident. The Center for Disease Control conducted an intensive investigation of these incidents. The results were inconclusive, and no official cause has ever been documented. But the Word of Light's ministry may hold a bizarre and terrifying clue to the puzzle through their telecasted phone number. Though Sachs' show was canceled, the station was still in full operation. In 1989, interns were sent into the tape library to find stock footage to accompany a feature about the station's history. Archived episodes of Words of Light were found, and a shocking discovery was made. After hitting play on the first tape, the button on the old VCR at the studio got stuck and wouldn't shut off. He played the door open with a screwdriver and finally managed to get it to work again. The picture slipped back a few seconds and finally froze at time code 01.13. What he found on the tape made his heart skip a beat. A single frame image of a partially decomposed human head. But this was no bizarre glitch or joke. As he scanned through each and every tape of every episode, he found the exact same image again, every 12 minutes. Upon further study, it was revealed it wasn't exactly the same image each time. As the show progressed, the head was slightly different in each subsequent mode, showing more advanced stages of decay. When the now employee brought his findings to the attention of the station manager, he was promptly instructed to erase the tapes, destroying all evidence of the gruesome anomaly. The man became seriously obsessed with solving the mystery and secretly dubbed copies of the tapes before they were destroyed. He finally became so distressed that he decided he would present the dubbed tapes to the police in the hope that it might touch off an investigation. But he never got the chance. Days later, Atlanta police responded to a late-night 911 call from an elderly woman who reported the sound of horrible screams coming from the house next door where a young married couple lived. When responders arrived on the scene, they found the front door open and all the lights off. Just inside the living room, they discovered the still warm corpse of a young woman. Her abdomen had been torn open with a jagged implement. Not sure if there was anyone in the house, they followed a trail of fresh blood that led from the gaping wound to the nearby chair. There, they found the dead woman's husband, the employee from the TV station, sitting naked on the chair, staring blankly at the screen, watching the time-lapse video of a severed head, which seemed to be playing on an endless loop. The man was mumbling something that roughly matched the silently moving mouth of the rotting head on the screen.
The light of God calls them. The light of God calls them. The light of God calls them.
It was then the man realized he was sitting in a pool of blood, and beside him, the tiny, motionless body of his wife's unborn child.
The